Hello children, in this video we are going to learn what are eddy current or Foucault current, effects of eddy current and the methods to reduce the effect of eddy current. Before that, quickly we will recapture Faraday's experiment. You can see a coil of wire connected to a galvanometer. A magnet is moved toward the coil or away from the coil. So what happens? The magnetic flux linked with the coil will change and induced EMF or induced current will be produced. I hope you remember. The same way, instead of using a coil, we can use a metal plate. For production of eddy current, we can use a metal sheet or plate. When magnetic flux linked with the metal sheet changes, induced current is produced in the form of concentric circular paths. Eddies are known as eddy current or Foucault current. What are eddies? In Tamil we call it as neer chulal. In water you can see ripple like chulal like thing formed, right? Same way the current formed in the metal sheet will be also like eddies, that is why we call it as eddy current. And after the scientist name who discovered this, we call it as Foucault current. Foucault is the scientist who discovered this. And what are the effects of eddy current? Before that, we will understand it better, eddy current, by this diagram. Children, you can refer this. You can see an electromagnet. Iron is on an iron core. Coil is wound and the coil is connected to a battery and a key. Now if you switch on the battery, current passes through the coil, iron will get magnetized. If you switch off the current, this iron will get demagnetized. This is the electromagnet. A metal plate is oscillating between the poles of the electromagnet. Now, in this case, when the metal plate is here in this position, between the plate, the magnetic flux linked with the metal plate will be more. When it is away from the poles, it is coming out of the poles. In these positions, magnetic flux linked with the plate will decrease. So, while it is oscillating, magnetic flux linked with the metal plate will change, and you know that by Faraday's assumption, current will be produced, right children? So in this case also, current is produced in the metal plate, but in the form of circular path, okay, in the form of concentric circles. That is why we call it as eddy current. You know that, can you recollect Lenz's law, children? Yes, eddy current, the induced current, it will oppose the cause that produces it. What is the cause for this eddy current, children? That is the oscillation of the plate between the poles, right? So once when the eddy current is produced, the oscillation will die out or stops immediately, right, in accordance with the Lenz's law. Now if you see, you have cut slots in the metal plate. In the same metal plates, you have cut the slots. This will reduce the eddy current. If you oscillate this metal plate between the poles, few more oscillations will take place even after the eddy current is produced, right? So if you cut slots, the eddy current will be reduced. Now we will discuss about the effects of eddy current. There are two effects of eddy current. The damping force is produced because of the eddy current. This damping force produced in accordance with the Lenz's law. How it can be minimized? Already we have discussed that by cutting the slots. By cutting the slots in the metal plate, this damping force can be, eddy current is reduced, hence the damping force also reduced. The second effect is, you know that current carrying conductor produces heat. Same way, the metal plate in which eddy current are produced, heat will also be generated. So Joule's heating effect also produced in the metal. This is at advantage in certain cases like induction stove. Heating effect is advantage in induction stove, whereas it is disadvantage, drawback in the case of transformer and in electric motor. In the case of transformer, the heating effect is a disadvantage. How this heating effect, Joule's heating effect, can be reduced in the case of transformer? You can see a lamina, thin metal sheets, also we call it as lamina. Lamina is nothing but thin metal sheets, right? Here you can see insulated metal sheets are piled here. What do you mean by insulated? Insulated means the sheet is coated with enamel, right? If you coat this with enamel, the heating effect is reduced. Got it, children? So laminated metal sheets insulated from one another are used. In the case of electric motor, how the heating effect can be reduced, you can see group of insulated wires are used. These insulated wires, these wires, copper wires are also coated, enamel coated, right? So group of insulated wires reduces the heating effect in the case of electric motor. So this might be a 3-mark, children. Okay, water eddy current is a 2-mark, together is a 3-mark question. In the next video, we are going to learn about the application of eddy current. If you understand these two effects of eddy current, you can easily follow the applications. Got it, children? Thank you.